The coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. As we get a peek at the number 2 overall pick from the 2016 draft, standing at 6'5", Carson Wentz.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up, and we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd down, McKinnon able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
From the 44, Wentz, and he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We get a look at what Ertz did receiving-wise last week. 5 catches, 63 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is number 1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. This will be caught once again by Brown. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing. Plays 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. From the gun, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Jannard Avery has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go. First and 10 at the 27-yard line. 180. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Hurry. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Kill.
1st down, Mayfield. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 18 carries, 76 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
Run. 58's the money. 58.
From just shy of midfield, Mayfield. And oh, what a catch that time by Landry. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality and pound the rock.
On 2nd and 2, Mayfield looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
And especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
He's checking crap. Watch that. Pistol. Smooth.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Philadelphia.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Back man. 180. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. No.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Keelan Cole, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that. Super toe.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield over to Landry on the bubble screen. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down.
47. Check back 47. 3 buzz. Wide. Hurry. Under 10. 10. Check.
Here's Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right. Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Screen play, McKinnon. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The improv on the scramble there gets them 6, and it'll be second down. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Mayfield now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Graham make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Mayfield looks to throw. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, check that guy. Don't go. Hey, get away from him.
To throw again on second down. Wentz, he finds McKinnon, complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable here for Callaway. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. A chance for us here to discuss Jarvis Landry. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
Mayfield now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. Hey, we're 33. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Mayfield. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Third and short yardage, Mayfield. And he's got his man, that's Landry. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry in the final seconds of the first half. And once again, the Browns are back in front.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Joseph now to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A final shot before half for Wentz. Looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So we've hit halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Jarvis Landry and company heading back onto the field now. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, it just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Wrap. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Check tight end. Check tight.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Mayfield. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Brought down by Nate Gary.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Landry, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Wentz. Gonna look deep. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles have retaken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. He'll be kind of looking to erase the first part of this third quarter from his memory partner.
I think he, above all, was upset that they actually got to halftime. Because you saw him in the first half. He was really sharp.
And they had the lead.
Had the lead. Everything was going well. And you know you keep telling yourself, just stay up, stay motivated. But sometimes at halftime can kill your mojo.
Yeah, now he's had an interception, a fumble. We'll see what he does here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They run with Hunt, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
That defensive front four has been very good. They've just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like 4-down defensive linemen. They feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Here we go. 47 Mike.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
The kick by Joseph is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing his wins. And that's complete to Jeffrey. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. He's at the 40. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jerick McKinnon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a 1st down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the 1st down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Right now they're in that number 2 spot. They'd love to hold on to that, but first things first, they want to clinch that division.
Well, let's go back to the conversation we had with the coaching staff, and you asked that very question about how important is it really? You've got a good team. Can't you win from any spot in the play? They all looked at us like we were crazy, right? You can do it from a lower seed, but no one really wants to try it. Higher seed, much better for them. They want to clinch this division.
Definitely don't want to slip to 5 or 6 and go on the road in that first playoff game.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Mayfield to throw it. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Again, it's Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Here's Wentz to throw. The throw taken in by Cole.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Keelan Cole, the intended target. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run again with Hunt. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in a 2-point ball game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Alert, 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 alert.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Carson Wentz in the offense. Down by 5. A little over a minute to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He'll look to throw. Able to shake him off. And a loose football. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Back to throw, Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was Baker Mayfield who led the way. The #1 pick in 2018. He showed why he was so coveted.
And it was interesting because you remember headed into the draft in 2018, the projections on where Baker Mayfield was going to go, it varied. But rarely did anyone suggest he would go #1 overall. And he did. Showed exactly why. It's not just how he plays. It's not just his arm and his vision.